Right off the top, video to our monitors gives us the story of deadly flooding. This is playing out in the southeast part of the United States. At least 12 dead after extreme weather hits Kentucky and surrounding states. So heavy rain and snow causing creeks to overflow and roads to flood. In fact, here's what Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear said to the people of his state.
And what this chart should show you is it's impacted all of Kentucky. All of Kentucky still has standing water in different areas. You'll hear in a minute over 300 roads still impacted and closed. So everyone, be careful. Many people going back to work today, picking up their kids from school. Just because those are in and just because the community is up and active doesn't mean every part of it and every road is safe. So this ought to tell you how hard we were hit and also the amount of time it's going to take for the water to go down. In some places that might be most of this week.
Let's go to the community of Bowling Green, Kentucky, and CBS News national reporter Karen Hua. Karen, what's really striking here is President Donald Trump said he wants to eliminate FEMA altogether. And this morning, where you're standing, thousands of people need the help of FEMA.
Hey, Reed. Yeah, good afternoon. Governor Andy Beshear was saying that, of course, they always could use more help from the government, especially since we're going into looking at a higher death toll. But he says that they've received adequate help so far. Take a listen.
Yeah, I've been outspoken on the need for FEMA. We've been through the worst tornadoes in our lifetime in 2021 that killed 81 Kentuckians. We've been through the worst flooding of our lifetime, worse than what you're seeing right now in 2022. We have suffered loss and we have suffered damage at a scale that I'm not sure a single generation of Kentuckians have ever seen. And FEMA's been there. Does FEMA need to be fixed in many ways? Yes. But their emergency response, how they surge resources in the search and rescue phase is critically important.
Now, Governor Beshear is calling this one of the worst weather events the state has seen in the past decade, but he has given credit to the Trump administration for responding so quickly to this emergency declaration.
Well, and paint a picture of the scene where you're standing. I can only imagine what the morning was like for parents trying to get their kids to school, if school is even being held at all.
Yeah, so where we're standing right now may seem like a river, but this is actually a flooded walkway. We're in a park right now. This road leads to other bike paths and walkways, and some structures in this park are submerged. I'm going to point your attention to that information center right behind me. You can see that is half underwater, and you can see that light dusting of snow on top, as well as snow has been falling on and off throughout the night.
All right, so where are people going who are in the midst of all of that?
Yeah, there certainly are a lot more evacuations to be had. We're told that the flash flooding may be over, but not all rivers have crested yet. They haven't reached their highest level yet. So especially in eastern Kentucky, that's where some flooding may continue onto today. As for evacuations, we know 2 nursing homes have been evacuated, and in several state parks, they're using that as a shelter for displaced families. A state park nearby, we're told, has 130 or so families sheltering there for right now. So the governor is saying that they're still in search and rescue mode, which unfortunately means this death toll from 11 in the state of Kentucky right now is expected to rise.
My goodness. Karen Hua, thank you so much for standing out there in the cold with wet feet there to bring the story home to CBS News 24/7. Please be safe, you and your crew. All right, so let's bring in meteorologist Jessica Burch right now, because it's times like these where we really need the warnings of meteorologists to help people to know where this is going to go next.
Well, in the South, it dealt with all that severe weather just throughout the past 48 hours, over 10 tornado reports, a lot of hail, a lot of severe weather down in those communities, but we're not done just yet. We actually have more severe weather on the way as we head into this week's forecast. So I want to guide you real fast with a couple things. We're going to pull up the graphics behind me, and I'm going to show you it on the map in just a second. Over 10 tornado reports from Georgia all the way over into Louisiana just within the past 2 days. We dealt with severe wind, severe hail. Flash flooding was the big cause, or the big issue from these storms as they swept throughout these communities. But take a look below me real fast before I show you it on the floor, or behind me. I want to show you just how widespread the next storm system is going to be. In the next 48 hours, we have icing in that pink color, storms to the south, and a lot of snow to the north as this next system is gearing up to bring in in more issues for communities that just dealt with extreme weather. Look behind me now. Let's time this out so you can prepare for when this comes. If you live in areas close to the Mississippi or closer to the panhandle of Florida, we watched the storm start closer to the plains with heavy snow sweeping throughout areas like Missouri, all the way over into Oklahoma. Now, as that starts to push through in the overnight hours tomorrow night, we're going to wake up to some more severe activity closer to Florida into Wednesday morning and into the afternoon hours as it pushes offshore. So some of the strongest rain totals that we're going to see are closer to that Mississippi border, where we're getting up to around 3 inches near Louisiana. And as it continues to track off into the east, that storm starts to decay, so the impressive numbers start to dwindle. Now we head over into the north, areas that are going to be impacted by that snow, places like Nebraska, all the way up into the Dakotas too. And we continue to see these storm warnings develop as they're expecting heavy snow and very frigid temperatures. Read today, areas like North Dakota could see negative 44 degrees for their feels like temperature into the afternoon hours.
My goodness. Okay, Jess, thanks.
Of course.